looking for a way out. Life ain't supposed to be like this. Different days, same old shit.
Yeah, I told you Donnie Play.
Woke up feeling real marvelous, but I know somebody out there starving. I'm looking for a way out.
It's a game changer. This is it. This is lit.
When I know there's people dying in the hood. So I move stealth to acquire wealth. You can't fight a fight if you ain't got your health. That's why I'm in the gym, got my greens and my fruits. I'm conditioned for the war, feet planted in my boots. Take it one step at a time, another crossroad out.
Hey guys, welcome to Vegans Taste Better.
I'm looking for a way out.
Hey Bodega baddies and poppy. Today on Vegans Taste Better, I have Quasi, one of my good friends, who's gonna be cooking with me today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. And everything looks so amazing, so fresh and clean.
Since you are the chef prep, we are gonna start with mangoes. Have you cut a mango before?
Yes, I have actually.
And I'm not assuming you don't cut mangoes, but you just never know.
Well,
do you feel like...
I'm West African, so, in my country, when I was a kid, the mango, we grabbed it from the tree, we actually just ate it with our mouth, but like, as you get older, you use the knife, right?
Right, you were peeling it like an apple, that kind of thing?
I could peel like an apple, or I could cut it in terms of like...
cut it,
I'll show you. I usually do this.
Oh wait,
I'll cut it from here.
Okay.
That's what I usually do.
Nice.
And then what I usually do, personally, is kind of like split it.
Oh, you split it like an avocado.
Yeah, like an avocado. Well, this one is actually pretty fresh. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, you're teaching me something.
I just go like that, and just kind of like take the
seed.
Yeah. Everybody has their own tactics, so this is what I usually use.
Well, this is something I like to do. I like to go right before the seed, and then I make this way, and then I go this way. Yeah. And the reason I like doing this is because basically, when you go like this, you kind of have, and it's an easy way to kind of remove.
Makes sense.
Just make the squares and kind of get the seeds.
I used to kind of like that too.
Yeah, right? So that's kind of one of the ways, 2 different ways to cut the mango. So basically, we are going to make a mango salsa.
All right.
We're going to dice our mangoes, and we're also going to dice red onions and cilantro.
Okay.
So what we'll do is put any of your mango bits in here. We'll put it in this bowl.
All right.
So any of your mango bits will go in there. And we'll get your cilantro ready.
Okay.
A really cool thing about cilantro that a lot of people don't know, you can save your herbs.
Okay.
So basically, once you get them in the store, if you clip the ends, put them in about a ½ inch of water, put it in your fridge, it'll literally stay fresh for at least 2 weeks.
I didn't know that. They usually just die on me.
It dies because it needs water, so it's starting to wilt. So that's like a good...
That's a good...
Oh my God,
good to know.
It's so helpful because people are always buying herbs.
Right.
Like,
the thing for me,
week.
I work so many long hours at times. So like on the weekend when I have some downtime, I usually like want to cook. And I've noticed that all my vegetables like really kind of get dry.
And so what we're gonna do is we're not gonna use any of this part of the stem.
Okay. So
we're gonna use
exactly.
Right. You're gonna cut that.
All right. And this is garbage, obviously.
Yes. I'll take that for you.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. And then this part, what we're doing, like we're chopping it up?
Yeah, so basically.
Just like this?
Exactly. Oh, well.
How do you usually do it?
I'll show you real quick. So basically when I grab them, I don't let my knife leave the actual, it just creates more control.
Nice.
So that's how you're gonna cut it.
All right.
You got it, chef?
I'm trying. Sous chef.
You are a chef. You are natural. It's all in the flick of the wrist.
It is.
There you go. Perfect. And if you want to add that to this. And then the next thing I'm going to have you do is cut an onion. Now, how do you normally dice it? Let's see.
That's a tricky one here. Like I said, I'm a bachelor, so when I'm in the kitchen, I'm just like chopping it up,
Okay, let me see. Yeah, no, let's see. Let's see. You're normal. There's no right or wrong way to do this.
Well, don't judge me.
I'm not judging you at all. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll do the other side.
Okay.
This is one of the ways I like to cut. I start here.
Oh,
remember, I don't lift my knife off of the board because it just gives me more control to make very thin cuts. Okay. And then from here, this is when I take it the other way and I apply the same. I apply the same thing.
Oh wow!
See how you see how it's tinier.
Tinier.
Yep. But you honestly.
Beautiful.
And then now I'm gonna have you just cut 3 little key limes. See how small these are?
Tiny, so small.
Yeah, see,
so,
natural.
Are we gonna squeeze them in there?
So you're gonna cut it in half and then you're gonna put it in your squeezer. Yeah, whichever one you want to use. Aren't they so tiny?
They are very tiny.
And then you can put it in there.
As I'm squeezing it in here, I'm basically putting it right
here.
Yeah,
you can put both of them in there and then you can put it on top of here.
Like that. And just squeeze it?
Yep. And then the juice.
Oh, wow. There you go.
There you go.
Nice and
perfect.
healthy.
Yeah. Nice and healthy. It really is.
It smells so fresh.
Right? There we go. And then so if you can just cut these little tomatoes.
Right.
It's okay. And you just cut them in 4. So down. Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. Perfect, chef. And then, do you know how to open avocado?
I think that I actually do.
Similar to the mango, going all the way around and then twisting it. Once you do this, you can kind of feel the seed when you're cutting the avocado. You can feel the seed against your knife, and that's when you know to stop and go around. Then you're going to twist it. See?
There you go. Yeah.
Perfect. And then you're going to do squares. So you're going to go this way and then this way. Yep. Perfect. So where are you at in your vegan journey? Where's your vegan meter? Are you vegan-ish?
I'm vegan-ish, and usually it's kind of tricky. I'm usually going to like Whole Foods. This is kind of like my vegan meal.
Okay.
And for the most part, it's depending on because I'm in retail, so I'm usually super busy. So what I usually do is just trying to grab something that's, nice and fresh and fast, and has also like the tasting of some sort of like chicken or steak, whatever.
Okay. Chicken and steak?
Yeah.
So do you have a go-to meal that you have weekly?
Mushrooms.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's perfect because we're making mushrooms today.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I wanted to tell you. I know you're not fully vegan. You incorporate meat and stuff.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do today was make a jerk mushroom. So basically, the days that you might not want to have meat, you can substitute it. And that's one of the things that we want to do is give you a second option to substitute. If you're like, meat feels a little heavy today, I want to go a little lighter, I want to stay plant-based, but you'll still get the flavors, you know? And so what we're going to do, we're actually using oyster mushrooms, which aren't they so cool?
Oh, beautiful.
Nature's so beautiful and insane. But basically, these have one of the closest textures to chicken. And that's the great thing about mushrooms. And they also absorb flavor really well.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do with those. So that is on the menu next.
All right,
We've got our salsa going. I'm going to have you do a rough chop of all of these.
Okay.
And we're going to saute them with our jerk seasoning.
Nice. And the jerk seasoning is right over here.
Yes.
So
and what were you going to say?
What are the ingredients that you put in?
So jerk, I cold pressed ginger. It's got cumin in it. It's got smoked paprika.
Okay.
When I say a whole bunch of things, one thing that I think is really great, making your jerk, of course it's available in store, making your jerk from scratch. And the reason that's important is so that you can control your sodium levels.
Okay, makes sense.
The most important thing is you can always preserve it. There's always, and you don't even always have to use sodium, right? Salt isn't the only way to preserve. Another thing I like to do is citrus.
Okay.
Key limes is one of my favorite. And so that's why I make my jerk. Not only because it's uncomparable when it comes to flavor and taste, you can control the spice levels, anything that you want to put on it. A lot of times, anything pre-made has a smell.
Wow,
smells good. You smell the ginger in it?
Smell the ginger in it.
Yes. And so I'm going to have you chop these.
All right.
And then after that, what I'm going to do, while you chop the rest of this, we are cooking this specific recipe with coconut oil.
Okay.
The only oils that I usually use for cooking specifically, coconut, avocado oil.
I never heard of avocado oil.
Avocado oil? Yeah. Avocado oil is like my favorite. It's just super clean. The reason I like the coconut oil for this specific recipe, it pairs well with jerk. It pairs well with mango.
Yes.
You know, you're really getting the island flavors. You're getting that sweet and that savory. Okay. So we just did a really rough chop on our mushrooms. Now I'm going to add some coconut oil to our wok.
All right.
Let that get a little warm. You kind of watch. Feel for it. Let me actually do a little turn. All right, there you go. And you can add your mushrooms. Another thing that's really good when it comes to making your own seasoning, especially when you're making...
Oh, it smells good.
You can smell it, right? The coconut oil as it started to warm. What we're doing, this is a soy-free recipe. That's very important too. Our recipes are always soy-free, which of course you get a really good like umami flavor from soy sauce. Right. What we're actually going to be using is coconut aminos. So coconut aminos is a really good gluten-free soy alternative to soy sauce.
Oh, nice.
So
that's
after we
heard about it.
Yeah, coconut amino. So kind of like you're really getting the flavor in all ends. You're getting the coconut oil, you're getting coconut amino. To make our rice, we're using coconut flesh and milk. So that's kind of what you're going to be mixing with this. So what I like to do is, you see how you're starting to get this golden brown? That's what you want. You want the mushroom to brown because it starts to give you that like meaty flavor. It gives that chicken flavor when you do that. What you don't want to do is dry out your mushroom, and that's when the coconut amino comes in. So in a couple minutes, I'm going to have you add some coconut amino to it. And you see how it's starting to get golden?
I see it.
Right?
Beautiful.
So 2 things I like to do when we add the coconut amino. Right, you add a little bit of that. You can add a little. There you go. Perfect. And so what I like to do is that first, right? Now you're starting to see how the texture and the mushroom starting to change. Then if you grab a spoon and add a couple of the jerk.
It's starting to look like chicken almost.
Right?
It's good. Amazing.
Maybe one more.
So good.
Just add one more. And if you feel like your jerk seasoning is starting to get dry, you want to avoid, burning it. So what I like to do is just add a little more coconut amino. Just to kind of give it a little more moisture.
Makes sense.
So let's get this over a bed of rice. Let's get our team to hook us up so we can enjoy our lunch.
Yes.
Looking like a snack.
Yes.
You ready for?
I'm ready.
Is this your first time making a vegan, like a full vegan dish?
I've actually made some before.
Okay.
With some spices and things like that. Like rice and, of course, vegetables and things of that nature. But this is the first time that I'm actually having like a gourmet jerk mushroom and the rice and.
Forbidden rice. And it's your first time having forbidden rice. Yes. So let's dine in and let me know what you think. I'm definitely gonna, our little tower, this is our.
Wow. Amazing.
What'd you try first?
The mushrooms are incredible.
You like it?
I love it.
It
actually tastes like chicken.
Does it?
Yeah. It's very nicely seasoned. And the flavor is incredible. Texture's great. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the forbidden rice.
Yeah, tell me what you think about the rice. I like to mix it all together.
Right, of course.
It's one of those dishes you mix together.
Super tasty.
Do you like the flavor of it?
Yep. I love the spices. Incredible.
You see how the texture of the rice is a little more coarse. It's definitely a coarser rice. It also has like a really nutty finish.
Yes, it does. But everything is fresh. Everything's tasty, and it looks super healthy. Just gonna squeeze a little bit of this.
Right, the little key lime on it.
Key lime on it.
What? So, have you ever just like checked in with your body and just kind of been like, I need to eat this today? Or...
Yeah, for sure. I've been eating a lot more seafood lately.
Okay.
And the older I get, the more and more I'm realizing, health is wealth, and you also have to be really careful of what you take in terms of the food intake.
Right?
Yeah.
It's definitely like a mind, body, spirit wellness thing,
For
right?
sure,
Like, I
sure.
definitely think that's the connection. And also, it's just a different way to eat food and approach it.
Right.
I think what's really interesting is like when you are incorporating warm foods with cold foods, right? So we did like the salsa, the avocado, the pickled onion on top. It's because we want to have raw foods because that has living enzymes in it. When you eat foods like that, you're getting nutrients directly into your body. And it's kind of interesting just kind of playing with texture. Usually when I'm making a dish that's incorporating hot and cold foods, I tend to make it spicier because the heat will actually balance out the cold foods. It actually brings up the temperature of the entire dish.
Right.
I don't know if you can kind of tell with like the salsa being like part of the side dish.
Of course. But this is incredible. It tastes amazing. And I'm going to take some to go home with.
Good. The other question I had for you was, how does your career impact your eating habits?
Being in the fashion industry, the eating habits could be a little bit draining. So for the most part, I start off with a breakfast, which is usually a juice. And then lunch could be a salad. And then dinner is definitely a full plate.
Full plate.
Yeah.
Are you eating later? Are you finding yourself?
Later because I get out of work about 8. So I'm definitely eating a bit more later than 6 o'clock, about 8 o'clock at night.
So what do you, how many hours do you think you work a day?
Probably like 10 hours a day.
10 hours,
yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes more.
Are you eating when you're hungry or are you eating just to get sustenance?
Sometimes I eat just to get by, believe it or not. And sometimes I actually forget to eat.
Yeah,
so
that's also
that's
a whole
the thing
nother
about the portion. The late portion could be a bit of a drain because you get super tired. So I have the tendency of just kind of like winging it at times. Yeah.
And since you're eating like more salads and juices, was there ever a time where you were eating like super unhealthy?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There was a time I was eating super unhealthy.
And what was the switch for you?
The switch for me was when I started realizing like my I was actually just kind of like tired during the day at work. So I just had to really get healthy. Yeah.
It was just like energy levels.
Energy levels for the most part, yeah.
So when you're eating now, can you tell the food you're eating how you feel directly after?
I feel energized and I feel healthier for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So you think you could be another vegan poppy for another day one day?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You see it in your future? And is there anything, like if you were to even just share with our friends, right, the Bodega baddies and poppies listening, what would you say is different about eating like plant-based foods like this kind of meal? What's the difference between having like chicken and...
Well, to be honest with you, it's just the fact that the seasoning has like substituted the taste and the feel of it. So it's like amazing because you still feel like you're eating actually a healthy meal. And it doesn't really feel like you're eating vegetables.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't.
So it tastes more like comfort food? Does it have that?
Yeah, it has that flavor, yeah.
I agree with you when it comes to the healthy food. Flavor really matters.
Yes.
And making sure that you're really using like fresh herbs and things like that. I think that helps with the texture.
Okay.
And even the spice levels. How did you feel about the mango salsa?
Mango salsa was awesome. It had a sweet and sour flavor to it.
Perfect.
Which I love.
With the key lime.
With the key lime, yeah.
Another thing I thought I would do, just because you'd said that with your schedule, how you work so late, a lot of times what happens is like our energy levels are low, so we start craving sugar.
Exactly.
That's like the first thing we do because it's like we want to get that like quick pump, that high. So what I did was I decided to make a smoothie with you in mind, that if you're getting that late night craving, this one specifically, if I can get our team hooked us up with this. And so this is basically what I used to sweeten it was dates.
Okay.
I made a date syrup out of fresh dates. And then we have dragon fruit, sea moss. And the sea moss is to stabilize your blood sugar so it doesn't spike from having something sweet. And then mango and guava.
Oh yeah, I could definitely taste
You could do this?
Yeah, I could do this for sure.
So this is just a really good way to, when you're having that late moment, you're like, I really want something sweet. Make a smoothie, incorporate
even
just
for breakfast too.
Oh my God, I love this for breakfast, especially because of the sea moss.
Yeah.
Sea moss has 92 out of the 102 trace minerals our body needs.
Oh wow.
It's like one of the best superfoods. When I tell you that is like my go-to, that's my multivitamin, is specifically sea moss. I just want to say thank you to all my Bodega baddies, plant-based poppies. we are going to have different episodes featuring different superfoods. If there's an ingredient, something you want to learn how to make, please send us a comment, a DM. Thank you, and I hope you tune in and you enjoy Vegans Taste Better.